Very good afternoon, everyone. And I could see that this room is really up close and personal. No way, that's how it should be, right? So, Shivani just shared how AI is revolutionizing some of the areas. Now, in this age where AI and technology are changing at a sonic speed, how do we stay resilient? How we, the women in technology, sustain success? By a quick show of hand, how many of you feel that as soon as you acquire a new skill, a shiny and trending alternative is already out there and you're always playing catch up? Well, that makes sense, right? I felt the same way. So, what should we do? Is it sufficient to just be aware of the latest and greatest in technology? Or should we think about resilience more broadly? Let's look at some data. Women hold 28% of the computing jobs. It's not enough, right? We want more. But if we look closely, the representation is only 12% when it comes to cloud computing. 50% of the women leave their job by the age of 35. Some of our previous speakers talked about representation going from 50% to 20 or 30% in leadership. Well, it's obvious, right? Folks are leaving. And lastly, according to the World Economic Forum Gender Parity Report, it's going to take only 134 years to bridge the gender gap. Only 134. Now, let's not get all upset, right? Resilience is the very thing that can help us change some of these numbers in a way we would like. So, what is resilience? A few things pop into mind, right? Physical, staying healthy in a demanding environment. Emotional, staying calm, focused. Technical, knowing what's happening, the evolving trends in technology. Career, org changes, redundancies, dealing with those. Digital, managing our digital footprint, being aware of cyberbullying, cybersecurity, and a few more. Leadership, running impactful team efficiently, dealing with conflict resolutions at work. Financial, securing your financial future and not really relying on a family member. Women tend to do that, and I have done it too. Social, building strong and meaningful connection, having mentors and sponsors. Now let's look at some of these a bit more closely. Emotional resilience. Our ability to stay calm, strong, and confident inside when there is chaos outside. Using our focus to overcome doubts. I remember once I was having a coaching conversation with one of my clients. She's a senior manager at a global firm. She had to present a strategic project to the global stakeholders for which she gathered data for weeks. Okay, so I think we're over that. She was one of the two women on the table. And as she started presenting, she got interrupted mid-sentence multiple times. Others repeated her points without acknowledging her first. She could sense that the group was gravitating towards the louder voices. What do you think was going on in her mind? Anger? Frustration? What the hell? Well, when we reflected more on that, she was able to see beyond frustration. This was clearly not the first or the last time. So, what did we learn? What can we do differently? Shifting the focus from why is it happening to me to how do I turn the tide in my favor changed the whole game. We saw 50% women leave their job by 35. What's the reason? Burnout. Women tend to let other dictate their schedule, not prioritizing nutrition, sleep, exercise. It's like not having time for refueling when we know when we are on a long road trip. And like it or not, the fuel does run out at one point. And finally, spending time with the people around us. Family, friends, community, it does not slow down our personal growth. It actually helps us sustain the long journey. We have different kind of people around us. When we are in trouble and we reach out to some, they would say, "Oh, it's very unfair. Why did this happen to you? I understand." And all that is great. But we also need people who just look at us and say, "Come on, if there is somebody who can leave all this behind and focus on what's ahead, it's you." We need people who can uplift us. We need the right allies. Moving on to technical resilience. Here is one for all of you. How frequently do you think technical skills go outdated? 5 years, 3 years, 2 years? 2 it is. So the stat says it's 2 years. So if I have learned a programming language 5 years ago and I have not updated it, it's going to be called legacy. So what do? We are also busy. When do we learn? I remember last year, for a specific work requirement, I had to explore some AI and ML model, and I was able to complete the Gemini for Google Cloud certification while managing my toddler, my 9-year-old, and also a full-time job when I was running an organization of 300 plus people. So guess what? It's not about time. It's about priority. What if you give only 1 hour per week to upskilling? Just 1 hour. And if you still think time is a problem, try reducing your 30 minutes meeting to 25. It will do wonders. In this age, if we are not using AI for every day-to-day task, then we are clearly missing out. There are so many tools, so many features, I cannot possibly list down everything here. But the good thing is most of the companies are supporting and encouraging to use something like GitHub Copilot. Wherever applicable, for your own research, you can use definitely ChatGPT or Parallel. And in fact, for fixing your syntax as well, why not? You focus on the functional logic. Use AI-based learning paths on platforms like Coursera and Udemy, so that you ensure you have access to the learning that you specifically need. And lastly, awareness versus specialization. We keep hearing buzzwords, and it is important to be aware, especially when we grow and we are running a big organization of hundreds and thousands of people. We need to be aware of a broad-based skill set, but we also have to have our niche. I have seen leadership getting really suffered because of that missing niche. Because what the team needs is not superficial statements. They need true guidance, even if it's that one area. For me, it has always been data. Like, I love data. I can spend quality time with heaps of data, but that's me. Where your heart is, find that one and build it. So distribute your time among both of them. Moving on to social resilience. All of you like networking? Now, what is impactful networking? Well, for me, I would admit, a few years ago, I always thought that networking is about awkward small talks while you are holding a sad plate of conference snacks. In fact, I used to get upset when I will get an invitation for a networking event after work. Oh, I have to go there again. Little did I know that networking is not about collecting contacts. It's about building meaningful relationships. Women with network always have more access to opportunities. I wish I have learned it early. Finding the right sponsor or mentor is also equally important. According to the Women in Workplace study, women are 14% less likely to be promoted, and having the right sponsor can help bridge that gap. Important is people need to know you, not only the projects that you have delivered. Senior leaders are more likely to support your candidature for an opportunity if they know you as a person. So, identifying that sponsor and maintaining that relationship is highly critical. And last but definitely not the least is communication. To create big impact, run big organization, or build strong relationship, you need strong communication. You can start with something as simple as like a AI coach like Udly, and you improvise on your communication skill. But definitely join speaking forums. Share your knowledge on platforms like LinkedIn, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you will become. Moving on to financial resilience. Here is one more for all of you. On an average, how much less women in tech earn compared to men? 10%, 20%? So the average is 10 to 17% over the whole spectrum. And the drivers are many. But without getting into the specifics of the driver, what worries me a lot is this percentage changes significantly from a junior level to senior leadership. Something that's a 15% at an entry level can become a 30% at a senior leadership level. And here is the kicker. Women, most women, don't negotiate. Why? Mostly because we have been taught to be grateful and not to be assertive. Use AI for your compensation negotiation as well. There are plenty of tools. Please use them, know your worth, practice your speech, and have a conversation without breaking into a sweat. Many of us have family goals, career goals, but do you have a financial goals? I must tell, financial goals are different from career goals. Okay. Like by the age of 50, I want X in my bank account, Y in capital markets, Z in real estate. If you have, great. If you don't, please create one. Financial security is what will give you the opportunity to try out new things. I have to admit, without focusing on this, I wouldn't have possibly said no to my corporate job and start my own business. So please spend some time, do some thinking about this one. Once you know where you are headed, you can take planned actions to invest in yourself and achieve those goals. There are 4 key action items that I would like all of you to take away from here. First, take care of your emotional health. If you are not doing well here or here, you can't do well anywhere. 1 hour of upskilling every week. No excuses, protect that time. Personal, professional, keep it away, lock yourself in a room, or do whatever you need to do. And hire an AI assistant. Attend networking event like this one or many more. Find yourself sponsors and mentors, and they're different. Find yourself the right sponsors and mentors, not only in the company, but in the industry. And definitely know your worth, negotiate for your worth, plan, invest, and grow. After all, resilience is all about staying strong, growing, building a network, and knowing your worth. If there is one thing that I want all of you to remember from today, is then that's going to be you are more than enough. And with the right tools and strategies, you can not only survive but thrive. I wish you all a thriving and resilient 2025. Thank you.